Flyover stated film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Alright. Well, the weather outside is frightful, and the fire is so delightful.
Let
Welcome
it
to
snow.
Filthy. No, welcome to the Flyover Set of Film. I'm not gonna pretend I'm Mariah Carey. I can't sing.
You're
But I
gonna get
do
this.
know-
We're gonna get this copyright strike on this video because like
Yeah,
someone's
yeah, I
definitely
stopped,
gonna. You
I
gotta
stopped,
stop
I
singing. Quick.
I thought Mariah was here.
I
It
know.
turns out you're also just
Just
pissed out.
close your eyes and in my turn. Wait, my voice. Alright, it's Christmas week. If you didn't notice by our hats, our apparel, he's in a flannel. I'm in a flannel. He's in an ugly shirt. He's in an ugly shirt.
How
Hey,
dare you call my shirt ugly?
it's hideous.
It's an
Beautiful.
award-winning shirt.
This is an award-winning shirt.
Those
Face
The
paint.
award was for
are
ugliest Christmas sweater.
What was the competition?
Ugliest Christmas sweater.
Oh, okay.
That's a $1,500
Brian,
shirt at Dan
DJ
Flash's.
Joe. Happy
ho.
holidays, Merry Christmas. The war on Christmas didn't win this year out, so we
Still
got
here.
one more year of Christmas. How you-
Despite that guy setting the Fox News tree on fire, which was
A hero.
hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious. Though.
Hilarious.
Hey, don't talk about my culture.
You mean setting things on fire, though, right?
Yeah, no, arson. Arson. That set arsonist back like 10 years.
That's my people. We're talking about my people.
So we decided to ignore our families. It is the 24th of no, it's the 23rd. When it went, I don't know when they went.
25th. Christmas is on the 25th.
Whatever day
but
this
when
is
are we
going up,
releasing?
we recorded it like 10 minutes before it went live. So.
Yes. The 23rd.
It's the 23rd.
Yeah.
My wife is outside wrapping Christmas presents, but I'm here.
My son is crying. He wants me to spend time with him, but no.
It's more important to be here with the boys. So, Shuri is a piece of shit, the actress, right? Let's recast her. This is a great set.
Right, yeah. We should have done a whole question about actors who have dropped the bag as bad as her. Like,
Oh, we could
Gina
save it.
Carano obviously is one, but like,
We could
damn
save
girl,
it.
you were gonna get a Disney Plus show. You were probably going to be Black Panther, even if just for like an interim till they got a new like
Well,
guy
fuck,
Black
even
Panther.
And-
like
yeah,
Gina
before
Carano
we
is saying
get
to her,
into-
she's probably getting her own spin-off on The Mandalorian.
Oh, she was. I mean, that shit was planned. Gina Carano, like, that was in the works.
Yeah. And like Shuri also, or Leanna Wright.
Yeah.
I mean, Shuri was being set up to be probably like, because they already had the new Black Widow, they had the new Hawkeye, they probably would have had the new Black Panther, so it would have been like a female team up 100% in the works.
Even if she wasn't the Black Panther forever going forward, she would have carried the mantle for a little while till they like figured out what they were gonna do about it. You know what I mean? Like,
So let's kick her out. Brian, who are you replacing her with?
okay, well, I looked at the same article we all looked at about black actresses under 30, and there were a lot of great names, with great resumes, and beautiful actresses.
They're all
Talented.
beautiful.
But right below that article, I saw a thing that was like, do Rihanna and Letitia Wright look alike? And I don't want to comment on what
They kinda
race of
do.
people look like each other. That seems like a slippery slope. But I was thinking about how Rihanna would be a great stunt cast. Like, just bring her in with a line like, oh man, you have grown so much since I last saw you. You don't even look like the same person. And then just move on. And now you got Rihanna in your movie, and a bunch of people who probably wouldn't care about your movie will now go see it, because Rihanna's in it.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad idea
given
given the fact of all the multiverse shit that they're trying to do.
Right, like
It's just a new shirt. This is the new Shuri.
I saw
people
there
would
was this
stand that
promo
shit
picture.
so hard.
There's this promo picture I saw from, and this is what made me think that it didn't matter anyway, I think it's from Endgame, and it was of Shuri, and it's an angle kind of like up here, kind of, and she's shooting her little cat gauntlet things that she has. It did not look like Letitia Wright at all. Like, it looked like a totally different actress. And I assume it was probably a picture started as, I mean, obviously heavily processed image because it's got the weird background and kind of like, you can definitely tell they've done overlay on it or whatever. But
yeah, they had to shrink it to make it into that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sure originally it was her, but it didn't look anything like her anymore. And I was just like, see, it doesn't even matter. Like, you could just bring in someone else.
Like
I
the
mean,
Avengers.
she was
And honestly, this goes for every single fucking actor and actress in those movies.
Yeah.
At this point,
there are very few that I would consider not totally disposable.
For the most part, all the superheroes have the Power Rangers effect, right? Yeah. They don't give a shit who the actor was under the. I only use that example because my dad always tells the story of when I was a kid and Power Rangers were popular. He was like, yeah, I just remember the one guy the Red Ranger making a stink about like not getting paid enough. He was like, kids don't care. They casted you, and I don't remember the actor ever changing.
He's back, by the way.
Joe, what are you replacing then?
Yeah, so I did look at a list to get an idea, and
beautiful.
I wanted to go. Yeah, they're all beautiful. So like, I actually think this is going to make a really Madison Pettis.
Put a picture right here.
Can you tell me what she's been in?
So I don't know if recent what she's been in, but as a kid, like as a little girl, she was in The Game Plan. She was the rock star.
Oh,
movie.
Yes.
She's gorgeous.
She was in that shitty movie. He sold that, the remake of.
Was she in that?
Yeah.
That's like a pretty recent one too.
I know she has a decent following on like TikTok and stuff like that, and she's really like charismatic in that and like watchable. So it's like I wouldn't mind seeing her in like rightly directed. She had the chops as a kid. Like that's a fun movie.
It's not like Marvel movies are fucking Shakespeare either.
Oh, I meant chops in the sense of
you'll be fine.
You can at least hold your scene to be like, ugh. So
did you see Paul Rudd's kid actor?
Can you deliver a quip?
I thought she stood
the
out
kids
enough.
In the Hawkeye show, they're the grown-up kids from like Civil War. They suck.
Because the other woman I picked. She's already in a superhero franchise. It's so.
Who's that?
What's her name? Kiersey. I think I'm saying that. Clemens. She was the woman in Dope, and I was like, oh, she was so good in that movie. But she's Iris West in like The Flash and like Justice League.
Oh, okay, Justice League. All right.
Yeah, was it Sweetheart, that Netflix?
She didn't have a scene until Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's why I didn't. Yeah, I was like,
So I was like, she'd be cool, but like she already gets her mini bag when that Flash movie comes out. Like, give it to someone else.
TJ, who are you giving it to? Well, the role.
Jesse Smollett?
Yeah.
I mean, he'll need some money coming out of jail.
I mean, I don't know. I don't give a shit. It just cast it. That's the one thing. Like,
I don't think overall it really matters.
But she's still in the role. Like, she didn't lose it.
That was a rumor, right?
Yeah. This is just we're just killing time because we didn't have a topic. News.
No. I'm not. I just meant like in my home brain. Like, I don't care who you cast.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
She has to look like her, or like she doesn't have to look like her. What are they gonna do? It's just like the actress fucked up. Like, just get her out, cast somebody. She doesn't necessarily have that crazy of a part yet. Like, I mean, obviously she's gonna have a small number of fans that really wish she would have got vaccinated. And
I don't think she said. What are those?
Well, I don't think it matters too much. Like a friend of the show, Langley, Neely on Twitter is always talking about how like with this whole Black Panther, how that meant so much to him. He's like, I just want to see T'Challa recast and Shuri because like I want that character to live
get
on.
that character again. And I think that's smart. But like I was just thinking in my head, I don't know if they're still doing that live action Ariel where everyone was up in arms because they casted a black actor.
Yeah, Haley.
But doesn't she have a twin sister?
Yeah.
Do the vote. Yeah, just do the one.
Sure.
The other one.
Yeah, why not? I'm into it.
Chloe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She's a Little Mermaid. The two singers.
Oh, I forgot
they
that's coming
found
up.
her.
Yeah.
Come on, stop pretending you
What
don't
about
know.
you, Yusef? Did you have somebody?
Oh yeah, I totally like when I came up with this question. A name immediately popped into my head. I didn't have to think about it at all.
Zendaya.
Stormy Reed. From Euphoria. You may know her from Wrinkle in Time. She's the little kid, the protagonist.
Oh yeah.
In Euphoria.
I do like her.
She's
just in something else recently too, and I can't think of what it was.
I imagine
she's in the Invisible Man.
Yes, she's the.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is she like? 19 now? Probably 18.
Yeah, so it would be age appropriate for the character as well. She's very good. She's shown that she can actually act in Euphoria, and also, like we said, there's no requirements, but she's a nice person by all accounts. So she's probably vaccinated, and she would be compliant and, not fucking
I think there's
a whole set.
a million of other actors all over that could get a crack at this.
Yeah,
give it to somebody just so we can get.
They're gonna do some. I feel like they're gonna do some unknown. It would be hysterical.
Well, Letitia Wright was an unknown, so just cast her with another unknown. Who cares?
It would be hysterical to me if they cast someone and then they come out as like, basically like anti-vax again, and they're like, yeah, just kidding.
I was just waiting for like them to just kill all the royal family, and it's just the one from 12 Years, Lupita Nyong'o, and the one from Walking Dead is like, all right, this is the movie. It's them two.
I'll say, M'Baku too. M'Baku can be there.
Oh yeah, and M'Baku's in the background. Yeah, that's it.
What about the guy from The Hobbit?
There's no Black Panther.
Yeah, I've got to have the guy from the one white guy in Black Panther too. You cannot leave out the white guy.
Yeah. Representation matters, Brian.
Only so many people can deliver the line. Another white boy. Oh damn! Cut that out. I did an accident.
So, any movies that you guys are looking forward to in the end of the year or beginning of the year? Let's rope in January and like this.
Because we're recording this on December 23rd, I've already seen Spider-Man, so I won't spoil.
Spider-Man, you've already seen it. It's kind of it was okay. Stop sucking everything.
I was excited for that. I'm not gonna pretend I'm not too cool to say I don't like Spider-Man. I do like Spider-Man.
So it was great, guys. I cried. It was the best experience in the theater I've ever had.
Obviously, the answer is The Matrix, right? Stoked for the new Matrix. Hell
yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with The Matrix.
I'm also excited for let's talk about The Matrix. So, what is your expectations about The Matrix? What is your end goal here?
I kind of stopped watching trailers because I don't really want to be spoiled on it. Or even, I don't even want to start speculating on it too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to definitely, involve the real world, or maybe, someone's making a Matrix movie, but maybe it's actually the new Matrix. You know what I mean? There's something there, but I don't want to know too much. So,
yeah, I guess I won't speculate out loud, but I kind of have a theory. But, I'm not Rockstar.
Well, speculate out loud. That's why we have a podcast.
Hey, guys. I analyze every fucking second of the trailer, and I know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, you won't spoil it for me if you have to be right.
I want to hear your analysis.
I feel like, that he made a deal with the Matrix, essentially, in the end, and he's just, he's brought up to this Matrix 7. I feel like he was just essentially plugged back in, and his memories were cleaned out. And it's kind of like years has passed, and it's kind of hard booting again.
In the original trilogy is he kind of, it's the whole thing about the one and why it keeps reoccurring, because he has to exist, so maybe they kind of keep
this is devil's advocate.
Sustaining, and that way, instead of cycling through a new one and having to do this weird battle all the time, he just remains the one
Yes,
all the
yeah,
time, and kind of
and probably a
that's
new
what keeps
virus.
the balance.
Yeah, and a
Wait.
new virus is just coming along to fuck
Wait,
it
Someone's
up.
gonna
And,
fuck that up and like
That's
wake
the
him up from that. And,
Yeah.
okay.
that's
on,
the
Joe, you
twist.
do it.
That's the twist of Devil's Advocate.
Mhm.
He just has to keep living that cycle until he makes the wrong choice. Until he makes the choice that the devil wants.
Yeah,
that's
Keanu
true.
Reeves
Right.
secretly has
You're
been making
kinda-
the same
that's
movie over and
twist
over again.
as Devil's Advocate.
That's the
Shit.
same twist in Point Break, the same twist in John Wick. He's just doing the same movie over
That's
and
what
over
I'm
again.
looking forward to. Watching Devil's Advocate again this Christmas.
No, I'm looking forward to Nightmare Alley.
Yeah. Oh, Nightmare Alley is
Guillermo del
great.
Toro.
I was like, how does Oscar winner Guillermo del Toro have a brand new movie coming out, and I haven't heard anything about it? Oh wait, because it
So
opens the same weekend as Spider-Man.
Mhm.
But I'm
Um,
that one. It has a great cast. It looks weird. I've honestly I've seen the trailer. I've seen 2 trailers and I have no fucking clue what it's about. And I'm happy that I don't have no clue what the fuck it's about.
that's how
I
you
just
gotta
know that
go into those
Willem
movies.
Dafoe is there and Bradley Cooper's there and Rooney Mara is there and a bunch of other people. So it's like, okay, I'm down.
I don't know what this is about either, but I saw a little bit about it. I'm into
Yeah.
it.
It's like
Black
a freak
Phone,
show. Something about a freak show.
Nightmare Alley.
Black
I was gonna
Phone. You talking
Black
about
Phone with Ethan
yeah,
Hawke.
that's the Ethan Hawke.
Oh,
one, right?
yeah,
Scott
but
Derrickson. I think it's
that's
Scott.
February, right? I think.
Yeah, but
It looks fun. Yeah, it
Scott
looks good.
Derrickson. I think that's it. Or
Yeah.
but that's the same. I just only brought that up as the same thing. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to
The
know
only
anymore.
thing that because
Right?
that
Yeah, don't
trailer
spoil
like
it.
that the only thing like the trailer looks like good and the movie looks good and Ethan Hawke looks scary as fuck. The only sequence that I was kind of like was when he was like training. I don't know if you've seen the trailer.
No, I really
I don't
just
remember.
had
I
a
must
little
not watch it that
synopsis and
closely.
then
All right,
kept
I
it.
won't spoil it then.
Speaking
But
of trailers, though, it's not coming out soon. But come on, guys, the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Oh, shout out, yeah. That's my answer.
yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, TJ, can you elaborate on that? Because that's the movie of the year. I don't.
That's the only movie I will go to a movie theater and watch. Because
Fuck you, you're
that's
gonna
the
be
movie
watching
that should be
Spider-Man.
watched in theaters.
Dude.
Spider-Man will be watched on my TV.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks dumb. I like the whole bit of Nicolas Cage.
I like that. Like I could tell, it's like not one of this DVD movies. It's like they surround. Like Pedro Pascal didn't sign on to get a paycheck to do this movie. Neither did
No,
Nick
but I love
Cage.
how they base it around.
I think he did. I think everybody does whenever they do a movie. They sign them to. They
I
don't
mean,
want
I'm
know-
a skeptical one and be like, you know, the whole like actors ironically playing themselves and kind of like
It's kind of good.
it's hit and miss. It's a very
I'm
hit
down.
and miss
I'm excited.
genre.
I'm excited.
I'm down. It's fun. And then the other one, I just bombed this weekend financially, but I do want to see West Side Story. But I probably won't watch it for like 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody know. Nobody talked about Scream. Nobody interested in
Oh
Scream?
shit!
No,
Yeah.
no.
I would fuck with Scream, but I really wish one of the trio is actually the killer.
Well, yeah.
I wish
My
one
whole
of them
thing with this one is
dies.
you gotta
Also-
pull the trigger. You gotta at least, if you're not gonna make one of them the killer, you better kill at least one of them off. You got the main trio, and if one of those 3 people isn't, I mean, honestly, since Scream 3, I've been waiting for Nev Campbell to show up. Is that Nev Campbell should be the killer? That's the natural progression of the movies.
So let's sing.
Yeah,
But
she finally.
they're
fucking
never gonna
said-
have the guts to do that, to give her up as the final girl and let that happen. That's never gonna happen.
So the one.
No,
they
actually,
better
no,
at least have the
actually,
balls
I'm
to
excited
kill
about
off Courtney Cox.
There's a movie coming out. It came out like at a very important time of my life about NFL coach Sean Payton starring Kevin James. I'm so excited for that fucking movie, guys. It's like it just pulls at your heartstrings, you know.
I was like, so like
I'm
Bad
serious.
News Bears, if the dad was like Bill Belichick, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
So
The one thing
confused.
back to Scream, I
was
want
so
to.
confused.
I hope they follow what Wes Craven, like one of his last tweets was. Someone asked, like, is Kirby still alive from 4? And he's like, she never died. She might be. So I hope we do get some of Scream 4, like that movie still plays into Scream
I
5.
definitely saw Deputy Judy is in this movie from Scream 4.
Oh, good. Good.
I definitely know
Hayden
Deputy.
Panettiere?
Hayden
Yeah,
Panettiere's
Hayden
Kirby.
Panettiere was Kirby.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was the best character in that
Yeah.
movie.
She was.
She married Vitaly Klitschko and had a kid with him and divorced him. Fun facts.
Ooh, so we're a gossip podcast now.
Yeah.
Get paid.
So over the weekend, me and Joe watched a quasi Hallmark Christmas movie, Romancing the Stone.
Snowmancing the Stone.
Yeah, as I say, Romancing the Stone's a good movie.
It's Snowman's. It's Snowman's.
Snowman's. And it had nothing to do with the snowman at the end of the day.
Yeah. Snowman comes to life and falls in, and this is like a love triangle, but
real?
they never reveal that he's a snowman, and nobody learns that he was a snowman. It was like
It may as well just never have happened.
Yeah. It was. We had a good time though. We hung out.
But Joe has a fun game for us.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna pitch me a Hallmark movie, but I'm gonna give you elements of the Hallmark movie at random. I have topics in cups, and I'm gonna do it by youngest to oldest. So I believe that would go Yusuf, TJ, Brian. So a few things to keep in mind before I pull your topics. We're gonna start with actor. You're gonna get a actor, location, occupation, and a magical element. Please be aware the actor does not need to be the lead of this movie. These are just actors who have been in Hallmark movies before or a Hallmark adjacent.
I'm Melissa Joan Hart.
Come on, Joe.
A few things
Vanessa Hudgens.
A few things to keep in mind. These don't have to be included in your movie, but these are some tropes to Hallmark movies. Straight people falling in love, a personal family trauma, white people, a dead spouse, a failing family business, a town with a dumb name, and a 90s actress or actor you may have forgot about. So those are just some tropes. You don't have to include them. They're just to kind of give you the vibe. And I also, at the end of it, want to hear the name of the movie. All right. So first, we are going to
relax, Andy Signor.
This is for TJ.
We should have had time to prepare. We're gonna sit here. You're gonna make us do this on the spot.
Well, we can cut a minute. If
No.
All right.
No, you're getting off the dome. This is whose line is it anyway, baby?
I'm not TJ. Yusuf.
So
the first pick, and I'll show you. I picked it up. I didn't do anything. Melissa Joan Hart.
Woo!
So that is the first. TJ. And I put a lot of actors and actresses in this, so not to.
I just hope it's someone I know.
Candace Cameron Bure.
From Full House.
So
Great.
two
Thanks,
really
TJ.
staples of the genre. And Brian, who did you get?
Who's she married to? Pavel Bure?
Oh, you guys literally got the three queens. You got Haley Duff.
Haley Duff. That's Hillary Duff's younger sister, right?
Yeah, and she was in a shit ton of these movies. All right, next we have a magical element. So I'll do the snake. I'll start with Brian.
I want a magical dreidel.
All right, so you get a magical ornament is given to a is from a deceased spouse. So they possess a magical ornament from their deceased spouse.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so Yusuf. All right, a Christmas object turns into a human. Example: snowman, nutcracker, ornament, something. Doesn't have to be one of those two, but that is your magical element. And then TJ. Well, the place they work at or a company is haunted.
Okay.
Oh, you get a spooky Christmas.
You get a haunting. Doesn't need to be haunted. It needs, it could mean just a ghost is there. It doesn't need to mean like spooks.
The ghost dad.
So this is location. This is very important to these movies.
Chicago.
TJ, is a vineyard in California.
What is happening?
So you know snow Christmas. You got a snowless Christmas.
Yeah. Yusuf?
Well, I guess in Northern California they probably get some snow.
A failing pine cone art store. These are all pulled from real movies.
Pine cone art?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Big craft is gonna come in and take
like Hobby Lobby came, gonna steamroll.
Yeah. So okay, and
like,
Brian,
give me up.
You get New York City, but it's clearly Toronto.
Nice.
But it's clearly Toronto.
Yeah, and then last
That's
but
like
not
99% of this fucking movie.
last but not least,
Also,
we
most
have,
major blockbusters.
last but not least, we have an occupation. And I'll just start with Yusuf because I've been doing a snake and I realized I did that wrong. So, assistant to the big mean boss at the publishing company that's taking down, that's taking down the small businesses. Brian, you get children's book publisher.
Are they all just publishers of something?
Yeah, mostly.
Or they have muffin shops.
I'll tell you what the other occupations were afterwards. And then, TJ, you are a traveler journalist, but only for the location they live in.
So a vineyard.
Just talks about vineyards, local vineyards.
So,
But her job's haunted. Her whole.
all right, so TJ,
You just got the hardest one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, who wants to start, or do you want a minute to kind of think about this?
No, I can start actually.
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
So, Haley Duff is playing a character with a dumb name, probably something like Christina Mass, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Went straight to the weight.
She is a children's book publisher, but she's mostly been working on small children's books. She didn't want to leave her small town, so she's always kind of kept to her self. She married her high school sweetheart. Before he got deployed to Afghanistan, he gave her a magical ornament. He gave her an ornament, and then I don't want to. He was killed in Afghanistan. He was lost. She lost her man, and so the memories were too strong for her in her hometown. So she took a new job in New York City, but is clearly Toronto. And when she gets there, the first thing she does, she starts her new place to make it feel like home. She decorates for Christmas, but she decorates a little early. It's only it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but just to get kind of her new bare, empty apartment in New York City feeling like a homey place, she decides to decorate. And she puts up, and her magical ornament, she sees a reflection. She can see her husband in the ornament.
No way.
She can see him, and he can see her. He's in Afghanistan with in the past, looking at the ornament, and he sees her. They're seeing each other through the ornament through time, and she has until Christmas to use the ornament to get him a message to save his life.
I want to see this movie. What is it called?
Fuck.
Christmas on the Ornament Express.
That's good. Yeah. I don't know. Give me a second. I can try.
Yeah. So, all right, that's good. I would watch that movie. That is a Hallmark movie. That is an A class, especially having our Queen Haley Duff. All right.
Christmas time is here with time emphasized because the time travel or the element or something like
into
that.
it. And now, would this be on Hallmark or ABC Family? Or Freeform?
It's definitely, you know what? I think because of the Afghanistan and the patriotic element, we might be looking at Lifetime.
Okay, great. I love this. This is good. Who wants to go next? So Yusuf
All right,
or
I'll go next.
All right. Candace Cameron.
No, so my movie stars Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh yeah,
Queen.
Sorry.
Melissa Joan Hart plays Lisa Loft. She was recently dumped by her boyfriend on the 1st of December, so she's feeling the blues. And her boss, the head of Joan Fabrics and Crafts, sends her down to her small town called Navidad Town. It's a small town in Texas. It used to be beneath the border of the Mexicans, but it was colonized by white people.
White
See,
people.
Ooh,
white people.
yeah.
Yes.
So she's sent down to write an article about how great it is that Joanne Fabrics is going down there to dismantle her father's pine cone store. So there's friction with the dad because she's representing the evil of the corporation. But she is met with a gingerbread man come to life, played by Mark Blucas. Blucas, who is also a Hallmark veteran,
I love it.
and he shows her the value of building a home. Get it, gingerbread homes, um, within her community, and show her how the spirit of Christmas can save her. And they dismantle Joanne Fabrics from within. They they expel like racist emails that Joanne sent internally, and they take down Joanne completely. And her father's store survives, and she falls in love with Mark, but he dies in the end because he turns back into gingerbread. But her lesson is building a home. Like, it's not about love, right? She's an independent woman. She doesn't need anybody.
Does another man come into the frame at the end?
Yeah, are we left with like hope for her
No.
or she's completely independent
She is
now?
she is now, with her father. It's not about,
Ooh.
love. It's about family love.
Ooh, this
About
is
like building a
progressive.
strong foundation.
This
It's
is
about
progressive.
family love.
Okay.
Because a lot of
Building
Hallmark
a
movies, a lot of Hallmark
Building a
movies
home.
secretly hate women and are like, you need a man, and that's it. So
That's true, that's
this is
good.
you're onto something.
I'm woke,
Like
and
this,
it's
so
just
what?
building a Christmas home. Just the title of the movie.
Building a Christmas home, just straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point.
Okay, TJ,
Fuck.
hit us with some.
Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna
I think
Halloween.
Brian's was the best. That was
I'm
great.
gonna Halloween 2018 this, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend that Fuller House never happened. So I'm gonna bring you up to a DJ Tanner. Everyone knows DJ Tanner. She's older now. She ironically has 3 girls of her own. Her dad, Danny Tanner, actually became a very, very successful late night show, icon essentially. So lots of money, lots and lots of money. But DJ has made her own job and got her own way as a travel journalist, I believe it was. Yeah. Yes. Well, she specializes in vineyards. This is where the big thing is just traveling vineyards.
She's centered in San Francisco,
Yeah,
so it
enjoying
makes
the
sense, right?
Airbnb aspect of it. So her husband at this time, she is happily married, is a veteran who is just coming back from a tour in Afghanistan. Sorry, Brian.
Man.
But he actually was involved in a incident where he lost 2 of his limbs. And there's a nice little montage, kind of a backspin about how he didn't come back the same, and maybe the love life isn't the same and stuff like that. But that's okay. Fast forward now. Now DJ has an assignment at a new vineyard in California. What was it? Somewhere in California, right? She has a new assignment, and she has to go ahead of time for the family, meet them for Christmas. But she's going to bring the entire family down. Danny's going to send them all up in a helicopter to meet her there. This is all in the first 15 minutes of the movie, guys.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is all.
Yeah, it feels like 15 minutes.
As she's out there doing her assignment in the vineyard, she sees a helicopter coming in. She's waving to her family and kids, and oh no, there's engine trouble. The helicopter's going down the vineyard. Oh, wow. You have a whole sad moment. It's really gripping and brings you to it.
Even Kimmy Gibbler?
Screen black.
Oh.
Okay.
Especially Kim. Kimmy was in the ground waving at the helicopter, and it fell on her.
Helicopter landed on her.
Okay.
We're the day after
John
Thanksgiving.
Landis, Kimmy Gibbler.
Yeah, we're the day after
Fucking
Thanksgiving.
Gibbler.
Candace Cameron Bure is now DJ Tanner is pushing her, shopping cart through a supermarket. All of a sudden, Jingle Bells pops on, and she just gets very angry and starts throwing the milk everywhere and having a real Karen moment and just throwing all these things all over the place. Leaves thing, goes to her house, gets a letter in the mail from that vineyard. They want her to come back. She goes back to the vineyard. She thinks, I'm just going to own it. I'm going to go back and hopefully just, where I lost everything that I had. Mind you, her whole entire family died. Her husband, who was a veteran, her 3 little girls, everyone is dead. She goes back to the vineyard, and she starts seeing her ghost, her husband. And he's together. He has all of his limbs.
A quick question: is he a veteran as a ghost as well?
Yes, this whole
Yeah,
episode is
he's
about
in
the
this full
troops.
regalia too. Like when she
You don't
sees him,
stop
he's all
being a veteran just because you're a ghost.
I don't know. It's
All
just
in your back.
If
he didn't
anything, you're
mention it
more of
this
a
time, so I
veteran.
was worried.
They have this whole intense scene where like she's making Christmas cookies and he comes behind her and helps her in the vineyard. She's popping bottles. There's tons of ghost sex.
Ghost sex.
And at the end of the movie, she has to decide if she's gonna continue to stay at the vineyard or leave, and she has to make the choice to leave.
Oh,
And by this time, it's like summer, and
She has to like move on with her life. She realizes it's not healthy to stay
guys,
there with her ghosts.
first, what's your name, PJ?
Veteran.
The chopper. I don't know.
All right, the chopper for Christmas.
Yeah.
Guys, you killed it.
Holiday chopper.
Honestly, all
Holiday
three of these
chopper.
Holiday
pitches,
chopper. That's good. Yeah, that's what it is. Holiday chopper.
even TJ's were actually pretty spot on to what a Hallmark movie would be. I want to see all three of these. Brian, I think you had the most whimsy. I think you got the love portion more down. Y'all really leaned in though to the troops.
I didn't.
You not all.
I don't pander. I don't
But
pander.
2 out of 3 is still pretty.
Still pretty good. I'm really impressed.
You attacked white people. You said you
I'm
came
not
like
stealing
so-
valor. I'm not gonna
I
steal
know.
valor.
I
like
just
this
feel like
people.
I just feel like if I had a way to work in like a veteran coming home and being greeted by a dog or a baby, I just
Oh,
knew
yeah.
that, like when I
There was
started
a
thinking
dog in the
Hallmark movie, I was
helicopter.
like, you got vets, you got the troops, you got.
Can I real
Christmas.
quick? So that was fun. I'm so glad we did this. Real quick, the other actors you could have chose were Dean Cain, Christy Swanson, Mario Lopez, Bruce Dern. Hey, he's been in a movie, Pete's Christmas. Dermot Mulroney, Lacey Chabert, and Doris Roberts has also been in a Hallmark movie.
Well, I was gonna say,
Dean Cain would have been amazing to pitch. That would have been a great pitch.
I have
Well,
a
to change the whole format, like
I have a
Cain.
Christmas movie sitting on my counter right now, bought from the Dollar Tree. So $1, starring Dean Cain and Christy Swanson, called Merry Xmas.
my
But I thought they wanted to keep Christ in Christmas.
Not
They
this
were
one.
was I didn't think about it. My lead was Kirk Cameron,
Mm.
the husband, in the helicopter.
She married her
So
brother.
she's married to her brother in your movie?
That's not very
Tons
Christian.
of fucking ghost sex though, dude. You know what I mean?
So there is a
Gross.
Hallmark movie that stars a ghost love interest. And I highly recommend that one.
What's it called?
So I won.
The Spirit of Christmas.
Of
So
course.
anyway, I pitched that, and I'm sure the Spirit of Christmas was a fucking piece of shit father. You know what's a piece of shit father? Most of the people in Christmas movies.
Oh, Joe.
Brian.
That's in there though.
Hey Brian, you're a fantastic father, and I think because we're just seeing through social media, we don't really know what's happening
You don't
behind
know
doors.
what time
But we're assuming you're a fantastic father. How about we talk about good and bad fathers in Christmas movies?
Well, dads are a big part of Christmas movies. I mean, in a traditional, especially in a more traditional fashion, dads are a very big part of Christmas. So, like those old timey movies, a lot of them are very dad focused. I'll start out since it was my question, and I'll steal the best answer, which is the old man from A Christmas Story, and he's a great dad, I will say.
Why?
Maybe he could be a little bit more involved, but here's what it comes down to. When it's Christmas time, he's the one who knows what his son really wants. Everyone else
Are
is
you
kind of
trying to do a bad and a good?
I'm doing a good right now.
Brian, that's my good too. Christmas
Yeah.
Story dad?
Yeah, absolutely. The old man.
The old man's the best dad in any Christmas movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was stealing the low-hanging fruit for myself because he's so good, and he's a very realistic dad. There's a lot of elements in that movie that make him feel like a real dad. But like I said, it comes down to the day. He's the one. He's the one who knew what his son really wanted. He made sure he had it. He made the moment special.
Yeah.
And then he also saves their Christmas dinner. He comes back from adversity and they get to go have a great racist meal.
I think he also It's also just perfect because with the Christmas Story too, is because he's they do a good balance of like, disciplinarian father, but clearly just a good dad trying to do his best. Like he's not doing anything no other father at that time would do. He's not like fucking beating his wife on camera.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's not abusive, and he's not. He's like obviously he's not as attentive. He's not as much of a helicopter parent as our in our modern era. He might seem a little, but like he's your classic 40s, 50s dad. He goes to work. He makes sure everybody's provided for. He wants to make things good for his. He just works hard and he values hard work and he tries to make the best life for his family and. He wants to put his major award in the window,
So
it's a great pick.
I have a good pick too. I have two bad dads.
We're gonna do a round of goods and then a round of bads, or how you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do that. So goods first. I won't go.
No, I'm going, Joe.
I know. I'm saying I'm not.
All right, so I guess I'll go.
I stole Joe's pick.
Go, TJ.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Bob Newhart in Elf. He's a stepdad, but he's an amazing father. When his son,
stepdads.
Yeah, when his son, inevitably, a lot of stepkids or adopted kids will eventually want to meet their biological parents. Not all of them, but most of them do. He didn't stand in the way. He understood the need of his son to meet his father. He supported him all along the way, and when he came back, he embraced the new dad. He embraced his new wife, his new lifestyle. He's very loving and very caring, and always looked out for Buddy the elf. So he's a great example of a fantastic father.
It's a really sweet scene too, and I like how they don't have to add in but I'm your father's scene, right?
Yeah.
Like a worse movie would add that in to be like, you don't need
Santa Claus.
Even the part was like he's an old elf that always wanted a kid but couldn't. Like I don't know what the reason why I couldn't. They just kind of threw away.
He's probably unfertile.
Yeah.
Oh, they're elves, dude.
I do have a question. We were watching Elf. We were watching Elf the other night. Is Buddy because Bob Newhart's 380 in that movie? Is he just a blip in like Santa and all these elves' lives? Like, does Buddy's life feel like 3 months to them?
Buddy's basically like a pet.
Yeah.
They talk about this in Invincible a little bit. The idea that he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm married to your mom for now, and then she'll die, and I'll live another 1,000 years, and I'll barely remember her. And so, but he's, more like a pet to Bob Newhart, like a little project,
That is such a heartbreaking moment in Invincible.
Oh, yeah, it's brutal.
Yes.
But it did make
especially because she's also listening then.
Oh, yeah.
It's not only the son going like, what the fuck? It's also the mom going like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
It truly made me think, though, the other night watching Elf, though, going, it's probably like 3 months to them. This whole time frame is like...
Well, they do the whole thing where he holds their baby and he looks exactly the same, and they're obviously supposed to be older, but...
Yeah,
but that element, though, adds to... It probably won't be a blimp because... he will continually be the grandfather to those generations.
Oh yeah, no, it's a sweet movie.
He's gonna be the forever grandfather.
Yeah, he'll be around.
That's fucking tight.
Jimmy Cain won't. He's gonna drink himself to death in like 6 years.
Oh yeah.
I had myself
that kid's 10th birthday. He's gonna die like at 5.
Yeah.
I had myself a weird fucking Jimmy Cain marathon last week. By marathon, I mean like I watched like 4 James Cain movies.
You watched Thief though, right?
I watched Thief, Elf, and Misery, all in the span of like.
Should have added Thunderball.
Thunderball. Rollerball.
Yeah.
No, you should add The Godfather, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, my pick Green King.
This might be on someone's bad dad list, but I think he's actually probably just an underdog, essentially. Like, I grew up with a divorced family. I did the whole 2 Christmas thing. I don't want people to do it, but it also, I think Tim Allen wasn't a bad dad as much as people want to fucking make him out to be. For the simple fact is, he's a single father. He's just a single father. He also makes a good enough money to where he makes Christmases, I'm sure, a big deal. He went in with Charlie. He even made Charlie at some points in time, which, by the way, Charlie's the worst fucking kid. He's not
Charlie
like he's
sucks.
a bad dad. That kid fucking sucks.
Yeah,
He's a
Charlie
whiny
sucks.
little shit who is obviously spoiled because, I mean, his dad's well off and whoever his mom's fucking now is a doctor also.
It's just man. Come on.
Yo, he gets cocked.
Sorry. But like they even show you like throughout the movie when like he's supposed to be going through just a normal routine and turning into Santa Claus. He's at the kids' soccer games. He shows up. He's there even if
I don't
it's
think he's
not
a bad
Christmas
dad.
time. And by the way, this is worst Christmas dad. He burnt the turkey. Obviously, he was late. The whole thing where he lied. So okay, I'm kind of going against myself now. But
No,
I just think
I would say he's slightly better than a guy that I'm sure is going to come up on somebody's worst dad list. He's very similar to somebody I don't want to spoil yet, but like a little bit better. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I actually think Scott Calvin's not a bad dad and a Christmas dad. He's put in a situation where it's like, yeah, you can't run from it, so you have to abandon your family.
Well, and also he might be a little out of his league. Like there's a difference between a bad dad and a dad who's just in over his head and who's just like not.
And it's like it's one of those things too. Where
At Christmas, you know.
Yeah, well, he's obviously still in love with his ex-wife, but is good enough of a guy to just let her do it.
Decorating and the cooking, and this is the first year by himself, you know.
Especially for the early '90s, I want to give the the Santa Claus a shout out with that being divorced parents. I don't have divorced parents, but I'm saying about divorced parents.
Look at me. My parents stayed together.
Mine also.
Ooh, you met them.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's not what I was getting at. So, but my point I want to get at is this has the same compliment I give Mrs. Doubtfire, where they just let the parents be divorced at the end of it. It's not about.
This is a big problem I have with Liar. They fuck around.
Yeah, it's not about Scott Calvin getting his wife back at the end of it. It's about being like, yeah, she's just now respects you because you're Santa Claus.
And also,
you can be more responsible.
Yeah. Well,
also, you can't compete with this dude's sweater game. Like that sweater game is on point.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Well,
of Judge
even if you're gonna have a dad that isn't around as much because he works a lot but still provides, like at the end of the movie, it's like, why not it be Santa Claus then? Because then you're like, well, that trumps everything.
Yeah. It's weird. Santa Claus is weird because it's also like the movie sets it up. Like if you pay attention, like the intro, there's a bunch of elves hidden in like the scenes everywhere. So it's just his fucking destiny to be this Santa Claus. Yeah. That's what that tells me. Those hidden elves.
My worst dad is.
I didn't pick a best dad because mine was Christmas.
Yeah. My worst dad is Vernon Dursley. The stepdad from Harry Potter 1.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, all the Harry Potters.
Do they count?
At least one of those is a Christmas movie. Yeah.
He is a stepdad, and he is also the dad to. He's creating a fucking monster in Dudley.
Dursley,
he's spoiling him. He's not raising him correctly. And he's like child abuse. Like he's a horrible stepfather to Harry Potter. So yeah, the first two are considered Christmas movies. I'm so unique. I picked a movie like Die Hard that it's technically not Christmas.
Oh my God, John McClane. Worst Christmas dad. He's a terrible dad.
He's a horrible Christmas dad.
Just brought a teddy bear. That's it, dude.
Yeah.
One teddy.
That's my pick.
First of all, you got 2 kids. So like,
I always thought that. I was like, that's it.
Joe, since you couldn't pick.
I've been talking. So my worst dad is actually the same movie, but 2 dads because they're equally as fucking terrible. And that is, I just want to get the names right on this. That is The Fathers in Deck the Halls. Buddy Hall, which is Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible.
And that movie sucks. Matthew Broderick. That movie is not only dog shit, they are the worst.
They're horrible.
They are horrible people. At one point in the movie, these 2 men, I don't have to tell anything except this one piece. These 2 men, they bond. The moment they bond over is a Christmas like pageant in town. You know, there's like shit going on, and there's a show
or something.
Yeah, there's a show with a like Santa baby dance, kind of like in Mean Girls. The girls are in like
exactly like Mean Girls.
But this is in the middle of town. Their wives are somewhere shopping. They start yelling after they fight. Yeah, take it off. Who's your daddy? And then Matthew Broderick goes, "Oh no, I'm your daddy," because it's fucking
Your
maybe
children.
it's their own kids doing that dance, and it's just played
It's
for
a chick from Arrested Development.
yeah,
Right?
and my point to bringing that up being the worst
I don't think
fucking.
I've ever seen this one. I've seen
Don't-
Surviving Christmas
Don't
with James
watch it, dude,
Gandolfini
it's
and Ben
horrible.
Affleck.
Oh wait, that's another bad fucking movie.
It's
That's a
so
terrible
bad.
Christmas
Surviving
with-
Christmas.
All I'm
It's
saying-
got Catherine O'Hara in it too. It sucks that there's
I was
such a
going to
good
say
cast.
that Catherine
And
O'Hara.
Tony.
I was just going to say there's a worse mother in Catherine O'Hara in that movie than there is in.
Catherine O'Hara is a great mom.
The parents in Home Alone are terrible. They win this.
Oh,
this
that
thing
dad is a
over.
douchebag. That dad is.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, please, because
Somebody tweeted the other day and it went viral. Like, oh, am I getting older or is the dad from Home Alone fucking hot? And I'm like, no, you're just getting blind because
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's John Hurd. That dude's in Chuck.
he is not hot at all.
Anyway, yeah,
Doesn't
Deck the
come on the
Halls.
society.
It's truly the most cynical but worst parents, and it's around the parents movie
So
I've
bad.
ever seen. Like in
DJ.
this movie, wait, hold on.
Oh,
In
sorry,
this
sorry,
movie, Matthew Broderick is supposed to be the Christmas guy in town, but he's a fucking Nazi to his
He's a
kid.
Nazi. Yeah, he's horrible.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
He sucks. Honestly,
you-
that in that movie's so bad.
it's bad. But if you want to,
so
I don't
bad.
think I've ever seen it. I might still have to check it
Oh.
out.
Brian, listen to the How Did This Get Made of it instead of watching it.
It's on. It's in. I think it's in HBO
I
Max.
like to watch bad movies and make my own funny comments, Joe. Okay.
All right, it's
God.
good. Andrea Savage is on it. It's a good episode. Anyway, who's
TJ.
next? Because I'm glad I got to talk that shit ass movie.
Oof.
That Tom Zambino tweeted out that he's watching tonight and took every being in my fiber not to tweet at him. That it's terrible.
It is horrible.
Hey Tom, if you're listening, I'm gonna tweet at you that it's
He's
terrible.
not listening.
Hey, guy that is friend from Brian's life. Yeah, Inside Out sucks ass.
Inside Out does suck ass.
I like Inside Out.
It's a good movie.
Bing bong. Fuck you, like.
TJ.
Oh, I'm trying to think of like a bad dad in a Christmas movie. I mean,
Brian.
there's. Wait, hey. Well, Brian, do the obvious one then.
Yeah, you think.
I'm a bad dad. I get it. Thanks.
No, you say your pick while he thinks.
Oh, okay.
I was just like in my brain. I was just thinking of one like, because they don't make bad dads in Christmas movies minus like the obvious one. I'm sure Brian's gonna take, and the
They're
Home
all
Alone
bad
one, which is kind of
dads.
low hanging fruit.
Such a bad dad.
I actually think that William H Macy in fucking the what is it, the Ron Howard How the Grinch Stole Christmas one. That's just one of those dads like
He's a doof.
he bows to the mayor. He sucks. He loses his kid like 7 times, and she almost fucking dies in like a present accident. She's obviously needs a little bit more like attention in the household, where she goes looking for a Jim Carrey in a goddamn green outfit. But like, it's tough to say. There's only like 1 or 2 bad dads. So I'll let Brian take it, and I can think of one.
God damn it, Brian, tell us your pick.
TJ, it's because you just love Molly Shannon so much.
Molly
think
Shannon is
We're all dancing around. It's like
the
the
best.
easy one that I was just going to throw out. It's
One of my
almost like
first
a sample.
boners ever.
I like how that was your pick of, and is it William H Macy?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. They do a good makeup then.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I don't like that Grinch movie, so I haven't watched it very much.
I love that Grinch movie. I tried
It's
to watch
not.
Part 2 one the other night, but that was good.
It's not William H Macy, but it looks like him.
Wait, who is it?
I'm figuring it out, but it's not William H Macy.
It is William H. Macy.
Thank you. I was gonna say, no way.
I don't know.
It's
Go
not.
ahead.
Anyway, like I was saying, the one that everybody was dancing around that was like almost like my example answer was Howard, what's his face, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Jingle All the Way. He's
What?
like,
I thought you were gonna say Christmas Vacation, but yeah.
No, I knew you were.
no, are you kidding me? No way. Like I'd never say Clark
knew-
Griswold is a bad
knew the-
dad. What are
He's
you,
a horrible father.
No, are you crazy? He's not.
Yes.
You're out of your mind.
No, he does everything in his
What
family.
the fuck?
Ryan,
You are
I
out
knew
of your mind. That man
You're going-
lives for his family.
you were going
Oh
for
sure. Oh sure.
Yeah, he does.
He almost kills his family just to fuck a woman. What are you talking about? He lives for his family.
What movie are you talking about? That's not a Christmas
All
Vacation.
of them.
That's not
All of
You are bringing vacation elements into Christmas Vacation. That is not the question. We were talking about Christmas
Kills
dads.
his boss because of his bonus.
He doesn't kill
He's
his
not
boss.
thinking about his
Randy
family.
Quaid kidnaps his boss. That was not his
That's
plan.
true. That's true. That's true.
That's not his
All right.
idea.
Go ahead. Jingle all the way.
Anyway, Howard. It's Howard from Jingle All the Way. And here's what pisses me off about Howard. You know, you got your workaholic dads. You got your Scott Calvin. You got another Christmas movie. You got Peter Banning from Hook. There's a difference between being a workaholic dad who can't make it to every event and being a guy who just doesn't know shit about your kid.
Yeah.
And like
not William H. Macy.
Little Jake Lloyd is sitting at the table eating Turbo Man cereal, watching a Turbo Man cartoon, wearing a Turbo Man t-shirt, and Arnold acts like he's never
pretty fucking obvious.
heard of Turbo Man before.
He's like, who is this, Jamie?
Oh, what? Turbo Man? It's one thing to like, oh, I got so busy, I forgot to get the toy.
I'm your number one
Or I
customer.
didn't realize it was going to be sold out and I put it off too long. But it's another thing to not know shit about your kid. And then he wastes his whole Christmas going after this material toy instead of doing the thing that matters, which is just spending time with his kid.
What?
And then they let him off the hook at the end because he flies around in a fucking Turbo Man costume.
Worst dad,
I
though.
like Jingle All the Way, but Howard sucks.
He's a
Who's worse
terrible
though,
dad.
Sinbad or Howard though?
Sinbad doesn't have a kid.
You don't even see Sinbad.
Yes, he
kid.
does.
I don't even think
No,
Sinbad
he
has
says
custody
he has a
of his
kid.
I think he's like Samuel L. Jackson in Long Kiss Goodnight, where the mom won't even let him see his kid.
Like, I think Samuel Jackson's kid's a figment in his imagination, and the guy's just like losing it. Because one of the best parts of Jingle All the Way, one of the best parts of Jingle All the Way is how Sinbad will just go into Sinbad bits that has nothing to do with his character. At one point, he starts chanting Rodney King.
Yeah. I saw somebody tweeting that you should switch all the roles in Jingle All the Way, and the Arnold part should be Phil Hartman. Arnold should be in the Sinbad role, and then
Sinbad is the neighbor.
Sinbad should be the Phil Hartman role.
I'm always down for more Phil Hartman.
I mean, but I think that's the funniest part of the movie is having Arnold be cucked by Phil Hartman. Like, that to me that's what makes it even funnier.
Do you know who was originally cast as Sinbad? Do any of you know?
No.
So the role was going to be Joe Pesci.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then, like, basically, I think there were two things: scheduling, and then the height difference was too drastic.
Yeah, Sinbad's a big dude. He can stand toe to toe with Arnold.
Yeah, Sinbad's like
bigger
6'5".
than.
He's taller than Arnold for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
I don't. TJ didn't
Oh
pick.
shit! I had an honorable mention though.
Honorable
TJ
mention.
Unless TJ has one. No?
I picked the guy that's not William H. Macy.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought you
okay.
were going with the father from Home Alone.
I thought
Oh,
Jingle
I
All
got
the Way
something
was
else
the
later
obvious
from-
choice. I thought somebody else would say it, so I did have a backup, and that was Adam Scott from Krampus.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
I
he's
think David Koechner is the obvious choice in that movie, but I
Yeah,
really
that's what
think
I
if
was
you look at the movie, Adam Scott sucks.
yeah.
My honorable mention is Force Majeure or Downhill. The dad they're in Aspen on a Christmas vacation, and there's an avalanche scare, and he just runs away from his family.
Abandoned his family, yeah.
And the avalanche doesn't hit.
They're not good.
Not bad, but could I put an honorable mention of worst wife in film? Not only and one's a Christmas movie, so she counts for both. Is Linda Cardellini in the Daddy's Home series?
Oh, I've never seen those.
It's frustratingly, the sequel I think the sequel's a Christmas movie, but like she doesn't stand up for her husband who's supposed to be Will Ferrell like one bit, and like that's the joke of both movies.
Yeah,
and it is frustrating as hell, like to watch as just
Wahlberg's her ex, and he just like walks all over everybody.
Yeah, and the sequel does the same thing. It's just then like the parents. But I just wanted to bring that up because like it deserves to be mentioned that she like the movie is not enjoyable because she just won't tell her ex-husband to go fuck himself.
Well, I'll say there's a movie I think based around Christmas coming out. It's gonna pull your heartstrings. It's about Sean Payton, the coach of the New Orleans Saints, starring Kevin James. That's kids what? Guys,
Oh wait, TJ.
Did you see actually the trailer?
TJ
Like
is
his impression of him was just going like,
yeah.
Yeah, he's
TJ,
like
TJ,
sling blade.
does it star? Does it also? Is his son a popular Twilight actor?
These Darren Lautner's in it. Everybody from fucking Ridiculous 9 or whatever the fuck is in this goddamn movie. Rob Schneider comes at the end. He's like, "I've been working on this recipe all week," and all the kids start throwing up. I'm like, I cannot wait to see what Adam Sandler plays. I'm sorry.
No, I'll watch it. But yes, what's next? What do we got next, guys?
all right, let's do a quickie. We're running long, and I really want to talk about the Muppets. So, TJ, let's do your movie fight. Since you're dying to talk about the Muppets too, because you're such a huge fan of the Muppets.
I fucking love the Muppets.
This was like a kind of like a stupid question we were kind of maybe thinking about doing for a Christmas episode full on, but obviously Nick Cage is kind of like he did Pig. He got nominated for some stupid fucking award, I'm sure.
He's gonna be Dracula.
Yeah. He's casting Dracula as Dracula or whatever the fuck it's called. So I was like, what if we just recasted Nick Cage in any classic Christmas movie, but you cannot use Santa Claus. So just any character from any Christmas movie you love, recast as Nick Cage. Do you want me to start?
Sure.
Well, I was just thinking because obviously we hinted at the fact that this is obviously a bad dad, the Home Alone father. Me and Joe, I believe, like one night just got drunk. We're like talking about what the fuck did the dad do?
Oh,
a lot of like
TJ and I. It was like the second time we ever hung out. I think too. We spent like an hour and a half researching the dad's finances.
And it's
well,
like
also, or what about a Home Alone 1.5, where you see what the dad and the other kids are doing while Kevin and the mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's taking home at the same time, so it's like I want to see, what's their adventure about.
So like, so I'm not gonna do the obvious here, but I'm thinking like because what me and Joe found, there's a lot of like rumors that he was.
That's always pissed me off. Honestly, wait, that has always pissed me off. Yeah. Because they show this asshole of a dad that doesn't give a fuck about the kid. He's like, I'm just going back to the hotel. There's nothing to do. Yeah. The kid is alone, whatever. And the mom just like gives up all her money,
the mom
her
does
jewelry.
Nothing either.
She goes across town with junk candy, and they both arrive at the same time. He's like, I told you to wait. Like,
no,
who gives a
the mother, I just want to put this way also. Catherine O'Hara does nothing also. Like, well, we called everyone in our contact books. Let's give up.
Well, so the rumor was that the dad like is a money launderer for like Chicago mob. There's like a lot of underties of what he does and why he has the house he has, and he just doesn't give a fuck about anything because he's heartless. So what I wanted to do is not cast Nick Cage as a dad. I want to cast Nick Cage as Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank is a piece of fucking shit, but because he is a hitman muscle for the mob that the dad works for. That's why he's a cheapskate. That's why
he's not really an uncle either. He's Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
He's a cleaner. He is Harvey Keitel. He's the wolf in fucking Pulp Fiction. Like, he's the dude that, like, I've done so much shit for your fucking dad, he better give me a fucking trip to Paris. Don't fuck shit up for me, kid, because if you fuck shit up for me, that's why Kevin is kind of petrified of Uncle Frank. If you really think about it.
TJ,
they
that's
make
brilliant.
Uncle Frank to be this dickhead cheapskate, but Uncle Frank has done things for your dad that you don't know about, and Nick Cage, I feel like, would be, and like, imagine, God damn it, it's off the top of my head, I can't think of it right now, off the top of the dome. What was the little kid's name who drinks too much Pepsi? Fulton.
Oh, Fuller.
Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yeah. If we just de-age...
Secession, guys! Have you seen Secession?
Yeah, like a 9-year-old Nick Cage who's fucking Fulton, but like, when he drinks the Pepsi, he looks at Kevin across the table, is like, I'll fucking murder you in your sleep if you don't fucking shut up. Like that. I want like a gritty, dark,
dude,
Christopher Nolan, Uncle Frank.
TJ, I think that's just brilliant thinking of that's who Uncle Frank is. Also, the dad, though, does have my favorite line in that whole movie. Like, as an adult, the more I watch this fucking movie, and, like, Laura picks this movie apart every time we watch it, so it's ruined it for me, is when he gets home, and he just says to his son, not, like, upset, not, like, turmoil that his son's been home and hugging him, he goes, huh, you're a funny guy.
Funny what? Funny how?
Like, it could,
Funny how, like, I amuse you.
yeah. Am I a clown? Anyway, I'll go, I guess. Can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
So I think Nicolas Cage, and I really wanted to think about this. What movie would benefit from having Nicolas Cage? Where we could see the Cage range? Because he has a Christmas movie. It's a family man, but he's pretty subdued in that movie. It's just a different version of like It's a Wonderful Life kind of movie. Family man. It's fine. It's straightforward.
Tay Leone, right?
Yeah, it's a little sad actually. It's not it's an adult Christmas movie, I would call it, more than a family Christmas movie. But I'm like, what can we let Nicolas Cage see? Oh, you see a great shower shot of Tia Leone's body.
Yeah, baby.
She's never looked better than in that movie.
You ever seen Jurassic
Park? She was with David Duchovny, and that dude is like a known sex addict. Yeah, so
she's great.
She probably gets down.
Also, it's supposed to be like Kenilworth, New Jersey, or something. The town next to me. Anyway, I wanted to put Nick Cage in Fred Claus as the lead character of Fred Claus. And I think that movie becomes a holiday classic if it's Nicolas Cage instead of Vince Vaughn. And I mean a legit movie where we all go, oh, I don't want to watch Fred Claus. You're like, yeah, put on Fred Claus.
Also put him in Four Christmases. Fuck it. Let's just make Vince Vaughn out of all of
them. And there's a couple reasons for this. First, actually, we're going to do another recasting. We're going to get rid of Kevin Spacey character as the IRS guy auditing, and we're going to make that William Fichtner.
Yeah.
It just works better. It don't need Kevin. So
who's that?
William Fichtner.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. You'd recognize him. So anyway, there's a scene, and I think you'd play really great with Paul Giamatti's Santa, who's not a bad Santa Claus. It's a bad movie.
Oh, that's solid. Wait,
does Ludacris still get to be an elf?
Yeah, the whole movie's still the same. That's all I kept this as. Like, I thought the movies would be the same. But could you imagine Nicolas Cage when Fred Claus has to motivate them to work like a 10-hour shift, running around, going, what's my quote here? Nick is unable to deliver gifts and he's feeling guilty, and Fred Claus is running around and he's like, let's go, we need presents, Willie, let's go, and he's getting his little freak out, but it's like rally the troops for Christmas, and then he could be like, ho, 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 but he says it in a Nick Cage way, and he's not Santa, he's Fred.
Can he do a woo, like a Castor Troy, woo?
Can I help you out here?
Well, that's where I got the let's go.
Yeah, what if he cues up Low Rider from Gone in 60 Seconds. And just... All right, let's go.
Yeah. I want to include all that into this. And this, if we're going decade, this would be right when like Nick Cage has his kind of like National Treasure look, because that's what I think when Fred Claus was released. So it all fits in the time of like the same age, I feel like. I just feel like there's a more energy to the role than just Vince Vaughn being like, I'm a schlub.
I'm doing Wedding Crasher, but with snow.
Yeah.
I love Vince Vaughn. Four Christmases is great.
I mean, I like Vince Vaughn. I got nothing against him.
I love Vince Vaughn. I know Brian Henson, but I love him.
Not a fan.
So
I like him in Curb.
He has been fine on Curb, yeah.
I misunderstood the question.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
I'm pitching a whole movie.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, go nuts.
Y'all remember that famous picture of Nick Cage who looks just like a fucking Russian mobster?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking Nick Cage back to... No, I'm not going to do that, TJ. I'm taking Nick Cage back to his roots. So I'm casting him as Dead Moroz, which is a.k.a. Grandpa Frost, which is a.k.a. the Russian Santa Claus. He usually delivers gifts to the Russian kids, well-behaved Russian kids, on New Year's Eve, December 31st. So in this movie, Nick Cage, a.k.a. Grandpa Frost, is fucking pissed that Santa Claus keeps stealing his workers, that Santa Claus keeps getting all the marketing, all the belief power. He keeps losing his magic because nobody believes in Grandpa Frost. And he decides to take Santa Claus down. So Santa Claus is gonna be played by Randy Quaid, as is. No,
Like current Randy Quaid.
yeah.
Okay.
No need for makeup, no need for prosthetics, just his beard, his personality. Yeah. So Santa is just drunk on power. He is just fucking crazy, and he just keeps undercutting Grandpa Frost on all terms. And it's just gonna be Nick Cage versus Randy Quaid, but it's a Christmas movie, and it's gonna be rated R. There's gonna be a lot of violence, a lot of gore. That's my pitch.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
I like that a lot. I do want to have an amendum. I don't know if this is a Christmas movie, but I think Nick Cage has 2 Christmas movies. I think Trapped in Paradise is also technically.
Yes, it is a Christmas movie, and it's not good.
It's
I
terrible.
watched that a couple years ago, and it's bad.
It has a great cast.
What a cast, but man, like, and I'm a John Lovitz stan. Like, you put John Lovitz in your movie, and I'm gonna watch. Like, I'll check that shit out.
I don't like John Lovitz. Dude, I recently watched Mixed Nut, and what a huge.
Oh, yeah,
Yo,
me and my wife were
Yusuf,
mad
I watched it
because
last
you liked
night.
it.
I put it on last night.
It's a great cast. It's not much of a movie beyond that. So I'll give you
It's like watching paint dry.
I was surprised.
The only moments of like excitement is like recognizing somebody. It's like,
it's so good. Like it's the way I feel about John Candy movies. You only have so many Madeline Kahn performances, so like you have to sometimes let them just be what they are. And she is so great. And Lee Schreiber in drag, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I would 10 out of 10 would bang for sure. I would have danced.
I was watching it with a coworker, and they were like, "Oh, Steve Martin's in drag." I was like, "No, that's Lee Schreiber." And they're like, "No, it's not. They're doing the." I was like, "No, that's Lee Schreiber." First time I ever saw it. It's like a poor man's Parenthood, which is like same thing. You get all these amazing actors, but you're like, "This story's great." And this one, you're like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah,
I'm tripping out with TJ's connection though.
It was my first.
Like a fucking...
It was my first watch last night, and I was just like, "Oh, no, a Nora Ephron movie I haven't seen. Like that's odd." And she makes good movies.
That's why I had played the same way.
And like it was bad. Anyway, you know what also was a first watch for me? Muppets Christmas.
You're not even gonna let me do my Nick Cage thing. You're gonna totally burn me. My Nick Cage. My answer is a segue.
Oh.
Me.
I've had good segues tonight.
God damn it.
No, what's your answer? I didn't know.
My answer is, I had another one, but I kept this one on the back burner waiting around to see if anybody would say it. And the answer is this movie right here. You put him in as Scrooge in Muppet Christmas Carol, and you have him play it exactly like, I mean, not exactly like Michael Caine, but as earnestly as Michael Caine. He just plays it like a real actor. And then also you get him, it's in the singing of a street corner choir. It's heading home, getting warm by the fire.
But he can play. But I think he can play that earnestly, though. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like that's not a bad pick.
It's
and a good
pick. So,
and it's a good segue.
It's a great segue.
So can we get that?
Was this all 3 of your first watch?
For me, it was
3 first watches.
Wait, really?
Can I real quick just give a real brief history? This movie came out in like 92.
Sure.
So I watched it a lot.
Not know this story at all.
I watched it around like probably a lot right around when it came out. So I was like 11, 12, 13. Definitely like I remember one year specifically where I just watched it a ton. And then it was out of my life forever, for like 20 years. And then I picked up the Blu-ray a couple of years ago, and like the flood, I cannot describe the flood of emotion that came back rewatching it again. And like, just like, what a fun, good Christmas movie it is, and how like burned into my, like, you instantly went right back into my top 5 Christmas movies of like all time. Even
Brian looks like he's gonna fucking cry, and I gotta be here and be like,
It's okay. It's all right if you don't like it. Also, I was going to ask, does anybody have any like history with the Muppets? Everybody's younger than me, and even as I
watched a lot of YouTube videos of them. I like the original, and I like the Jason Segel one.
That's a good movie.
Like Muppet Show was on when I was a kid. One of my earliest memories is like laying on the floor on my stomach watching it on one of those big cabinet TVs. Yeah, I think the movies are a little bit older. They're like more of a 70s thing.
This is so weird.
I mean, not even that. Like, I'm more like Brian's side, where like I watched the Muppet Show and like even like Fraggle Rock and a lot of the Jim Henson movies, shows, even like growing up, were a lot of live action.
I watched the shows, but see, I wasn't huge into the movies. I didn't watch Muppet Movie and Muppets Take Manhattan a bunch or anything. Like
Teddy Ruxpin, the
this
live
one was
action
kind
Teddy
of like
Ruxpin.
the only movie that really permeated. I watched some of the show and I watched Muppet Babies and stuff when I was little.
I watched Muppet Babies a lot.
This movie, even though Muppet Treasure Island has fucking Tim Curry in it, I still haven't seen it.
I just fucked a lot with the YouTube videos. There was they did a lot of guest spots. They did a lot of bits.
The show they did on ABC in like 2015 was funny too. It was like an Office knockoff. It was good. Like,
so it's odd. I was talking about this
the
other when we were watching Muppets Christmas Carol with Laura. I was like, I know the Muppets. I know them really well. I don't have like I grew up with it, but I don't have any sort of.
They're just so cemented. They're so cemented in the zeitgeist that you just understand each of their personalities and each of their bits.
Well, plus, I think Sesame Street, growing up with that also is like
that
a kind
also
of
has
same
the
thing.
Muppets. Yeah.
I know a lot of Sesame Street, and a lot of Muppets, but I don't have like that connection where it's like, oh shit, this is on.
So it was my pick, and I just decided to just like it's the Christmas spirit, and I decided just to throw a fucking fastball down the middle, play to my crowd, aka Brian, and I picked Muppet Christmas Carol. If it wasn't obvious by our banter in the beginning, 1992 is a retelling of the classic Dickens.
Maybe one of the most retold Christmas stories, right there with It's a Wonderful Life. Like
Christmas Carol, all the Muppets star, all of them play versions of themselves except Rizzo, which is awesome. He honestly made the movie for me, Rizzo the Rat.
I love Gonzo as Charles Dickens too. It's so funny to me.
And Michael Caine plays Scrooge. He is one of the few actual human beings outside of like his close family. The rest is just the Muppets.
You see a couple like in the street, but for the most part, it's Muppets. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just a Christmas Carol. I don't think I need to do a plot summary. If you don't know the Christmas Carol, I don't know you, man.
It's a musical. I mean, that's something different about this one. That's like it's got some what I consider to be some very catchy songs.
Very good.
Specifically, the one I was doing as Nicolas Cage is It Feels Like Christmas. One More Sleep Till Christmas is a good one.
This is the one where one of the musicals where I wasn't like, oh, it's a musical. Like that happened. I was like, oh, they're enjoyable. It fits the movie. It made me chuckle.
You can't smile when Michael Caine is dancing next to that big puppet, and he's like, "Come on, man, come on."
The thing with the Muppets though, and like just puppetry, is it made me just like laugh when they do like serious, like not the serious scene where I want to cry with like Tiny Tim and all that stuff with the little tiny, but it would make me chuckle when they'd be Muppets on screen and they'd be talking like when Gonzo's talking to you, all dappered up. Like I'm just chuckling because like. To me, it's like silly.
Like he's delivering like the dramatic intros when he's like setting the scene and he's delivering the dramatic intros and stuff.
And that's he's my favorite.
I feel like
I love the end with when it's the Ghost of Christmas Future and it's getting a little spooky and he's like, "We're gonna bail out. We'll see you at the finale." Like it's a little too scary for me.
Yeah, no, and also the beginning where Rizzo asked him like, are kids gonna watch this?" He's like, "It's fine. It's culture.
Yeah,
they'll be fine." But yeah, I feel like the elements that obviously you have to really appreciate not only Michael Caine's acting but also the puppetry and the special effect, the
craft is really great.
Yeah, it's just like you cannot ignore the craft, but also I really enjoyed that banter between Gonzo and the rat. Like it really does add an element of you're not just watching the Christmas Carol again. You're watching it through the eyes of Gonzo and Rizzo just reacting to everything that's happening. Them flying out the window, them the rat complaining like, "How does he do this? Like, how do you know it?" It's like, I'm Dickens. Like I know everything. It's just fucking hilarious, honestly.
It was like I was pleasantly surprised, right? That's like what I came out when I was with watching this movie. I was like, it's pleasantly surprised.
It felt like
I want to hear what TJ thinks.
Go ahead, TJ.
It's cool. I don't get it though. I don't understand anything about it. So this is like one of those movies that falls into like it's like a lot of people are like Nightmare on Elm or Nightmare Before Christmas, and like you love it so much that some people push it on you. It's almost like walking into a Spencer's Gift or a what's it called?
You already got your defenses up. You're like, all right, it's been a little strong.
Yeah.
But also like what are the rules? Are there humans? There are only like 3 humans, maybe 4 humans surrounded by the Muppets.
Yeah, there's some humans and mostly Muppets.
Yeah.
So they take them all.
And also,
can you
some
date
of the
a Muppet?
Muppets are like people Muppets, and some of them are just like sentient vegetables.
You guys know I like movies like A Gnome Named Norm. That's a real person. Macamee, that's a real flesh and blood thing. Like these are felt puppets. It's not real to me. Like don't peel me and tell me it's Miss Piggy. I don't believe it. You know what I mean?
The variants.
Like Howard the Duck.
The variants of Piggy
real person.
Hermits.
No, he's a puppet.
I love all the different pigs. I love like there's like a whole like the pig is like the most prevalent Muppet.
I think like the opening scene is one of the best because it reminds me of like a Beauty and the Beast like sing along where like you get a lot of elements of like different like the creepy cats with the birds singing on the side of the building, those type of things. But then he showed me like 4 humans surrounded by different Muppets. Again, what the fuck is Gonzo? And animals.
Chris, did you have a quick question. When we were watching Pikachu Detective Pikachu, did you have that same problem, sir?
No,
there were humans and Pokemon.
Yeah, there's humans and Pokemon.
There's
they
an
just live together.
explanation to where Pokemon came from. Like, what is a Muppet?
So I have a question.
A fucking Muppet.
A Muppet is a Muppet.
You know what was cool?
A Pokemon is a
That
Pokemon.
big red Muppet that would eat people and like.
Oh, that was cool. He was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
You know what? I was wondering. So you could answer this as a Muppet aficionado. Who was the Muppet who wore the glasses? He was green but no eyes.
Yeah, what was
Bunsen.
the race of that one?
So he made me laugh.
And Beaker.
His look made me laugh every time he was on screen. And I told you, anytime they'd have to play it straight.
He reminds me of Bob Newhart as a Muppet, kind of.
I like that the old critics are Scrooge's former partners.
Yeah,
that was great casting.
I like that you get to see them young in the flashback when they get the Fozzie wigs, and one of them looks like Dennis Franz. Like I was like, that young Muppet looks like Dennis Franz.
Who is the young Michael Caine?
No actor that I'm aware. Like I wasn't familiar with him.
He seemed like someone I've seen before. Like he even has like a Timothy.
He kind of looks like an Eddie Redmayne, but I mean, no, it wasn't him.
Oh, he did have an Eddie Redmayne look. Yeah, it. I rather watch this version of A Christmas Carol than any other though, because
Scrooge?
I don't
really.
I was gonna say Scrooge is still like this is Scrooge. It's wild,
but Scrooge is a modern tale.
Teach. I wasn't thinking of Scrooge.
I'm
just angry.
Too modern. It's.
But Scrooge is a retelling or an adaptation. This is just a faithful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to sit down and watch A Christmas Carol. I don't know if you guys have this experience with Christmas Carol.
I don't know. Oliver is a Muppet. No.
I don't know if you guys have this experience with the Christmas Carol. But
You're
I remember seeing it in like community theater as a kid, and that's like my only experience is like going to like high school play or community theater. Like,
no, I grew up in
my experience is like every sitcom doing a knockoff episode of
Sure. And the best one of that is It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, It's Always Sunny does do good.
Yeah, I don't know. Kermit the Frog is a glove. If you think about it.
Yeah, it's just a glove.
Oh.
I mean, his head is even the shape of your hand. I mean, it's like...
I don't know, something to think about. But yeah, I really did find it very funny. I love the
Kermit the Frog
all the ghosts. I really did enjoy the ghosts. I love the weird child. The weird child puppet.
She was
the second
so
one,
creepy.
The Ghost of Christmas Present. That's
She's
like
terrifying.
That's a Halloween costume waiting to happen.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
What
Ghost of Christmas Present is terrifying.
The Dark Crystal. She reminded me like a Dark Crystal person. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
I'll tell you what. I was watching it this time, and I don't think I ever really noticed this before. So they're going through, early in the movie. Bunsen Beaker come to get the donation from Scrooge, and he's like, my taxes pay for poorhouses and prisons. I don't need to donate to the poor. And he's like, well, and they're like, well, some people would rather die than go there. And he's like, well, then let them die and do it quick or whatever.
The
And then
surplus.
later on, you got the Ghost of Christmas Present, and he's so jolly, and he's so like,
But he
no me
throws that
such a
shade.
man. But he lays that line on Scrooge when they're talking about Tiny Tim. He hits him back with it, and it is so brutal. And that's the thing about, it's a big cliche. That's like one of the things that people always say about this movie is that what makes it work is that Michael Caine just treats it like he's doing it for the fucking Royal Shakespeare Company, and he like just acts his ass off in every scene. But like, to see him like get that line spit back at him
Yeah.
when he's like worrying about Tiny Tim, the way he takes that in, it's fucking amazing. Really, it's brutal.
Honestly, it
good.
is.
I like that
And he's acting across from somebody's hand up a puppet's ass.
I like that Michael Caine also is very.
Is that one somebody with the puppet, or is that somebody?
No, that's probably a guy in a suit. Sorry, you're right. That is a guy in a suit.
Michael
But there's
Caine.
a great outtake. There's some outtakes on the Blu-ray where like they're doing the little dancing because that's a dude in a huge puppet suit. He like whacks Michael Caine in the face with his big foam hand and shit.
Michael Caine is very like just as an actor on the record about like, oh, I take jobs for the money. I want it to get paid. Like he's very like transparent about that. This one, the story for that he says is like, yeah, at the time my grandkids, I think it was grandkids, not kids, couldn't see any movie I've ever starred in. So I was like, I'm picking something I could watch, and this is the only reason why. To him, this the story goes on. Reason why he did it is because it was like they can't see any of my other movies.
Yeah, his official Twitter account tweeted the poster to the movie, so he has some connection.
Another Drew Struzan classic. Drew Struzan did a bunch of Muppet posters.
Yeah, it's a good poster.
And it's weird to think like a guy who like specialized in photorealism would do Muppets, but like he knocks them out of the park. They look like, you know what I mean? Like he gets the little details of the felt. He makes them feel real.
I will say this though, this movie hits the emotional gut punch of the Tiny Tim as little tiny Kermit. It's very cute. It made me go, I will die for little Kermit. Tiny Tim.
Yeah, I like that there's two Kermits and two piggies.
The line reading of Gonzo and Tiny Tim, who did not die, is one of my all-time favorites. I love it. It's so funny
because it's so sad when they're like, okay, I guess we're gonna move on from this now without her. He'll always be with us, and you're like, I am dying inside. Everything I was laughing at is a mistake. And then Gonzo.
It's the Muppet again. I'm like feeling emotions for this Muppet.
but you're right. The line reading of who did not die.
Yeah, it's so good. I think about it all the time. Like
was this in? I guess before we maybe go to the ratings phase or get final thoughts, was this in theaters? Or was this like a straight to video?
Oh yeah, this is theatrical release for sure. And this is the first big Muppet movie to come out after Jim Henson's death. It's directed by his son Brian Henson. It was like his big kind of directorial kind of takeover of the Muppet helm to And then he went on to do Muppet Treasure Island, which I've heard is very good, but I have not seen.
You know what? I'll say I've not seen it because I remember watching it, like it being on like daycare, but that's not watching it.
It's worth. I would check that just because it's got Tim Curry in it. Like that's worth watching it right there for me.
Is it on Disney Plus?
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And I'm sure that Curry treats the puppets just like Caine treated them, so it's gonna be.
I mean, that's the formula. If he hits it, I'm sure it's good.
Anything else do you guys want to add? It's a fun movie. It's like it felt like, I've never seen this movie before, but it felt like every time you take a sip of hot cocoa, all those hot cocos taste the same. So it's just like sitting down. It's just warm in your belly.
For me, it felt like my grandma bought me tickets to see like Disney on Ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's. I would 100% be like comfort food, and it's breezy.
Oh,
it's not under 90
I know you did.
And like you said, it's like some of the Christmas carols. You're like, if I want a Christmas Carol, I want to get that feeling. I want to see that story, but I want to have a little more fun with it and breeze through it. This is a great way to do it.
And Gonzo and Rizzo make it work.
Well, TJ,
they're funny as fuck.
I think I was on your page for like a little bit of the movie until I bought into it. Like it took me a lot to go, okay, I'm enjoying this. Like,
you cannot be a cynical asshole.
Like at
That's
first,
not-
I was making
that's not
fun of
fair.
it. I was cynically making jokes at it, and then I truly felt bad for Tiny Tim at the end of it, and I think that's what won me over.
He didn't
Well, I
die.
think that's a part of like watching Michael Caine take it so seriously. You take it seriously. You're like, okay,
Humbug.
this is a real story, and we're treating it with this level of respect. So like,
Yeah.
buy in.
Let's go into the
Ratings phase.
ratings.
Ratings.
TJ, how about we start with him?
I give this a 5.1 ugly old man cats that look like John Lovitz, kinda, I guess. Or the ones I don't fucking know. Those cats fucking creep me out. I have a very bad issue with puppets. Shout out Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. All those puppets I used to have nightmares about. Muppet Babies is a great cartoon, but they're not Muppets, so it's different for me.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I think next time I think next time I see it out, because I make an effort to buy Christmas movies, I'll purchase it if I
It
see
took me
it.
forever to get this one. I think it's really a lot easier to find now. But for years, I was looking for it. It was one of those ones that I think Disney kept in the vault for a minute.
Okay, I think it's easily accessed. Anyway, but the point is I enjoyed it. So 8.2 Christmas hams, or I'm sorry, Christmas gooses. Christmas
Yeah.
geese.
Oh, the biggest
yeah,
Christmas goose.
Christmas goose. Buy the biggest. This is the biggest goose in the world. Is still in the
That
world.
little bunny, come on! How can you not love that little bunny? That little homeless bunny,
Yeah, he
sick,
keeps.
under
Michael Caine just knocks him the
newspapers.
fuck out.
Yeah, it's brutal. There's a
Yeah,
bad-
first time watch, but like I said, it's like you already know the story, you already know the puppets, you've never seen it before, but it felt like, honestly, like I'm not being like facetious, and I'm not being like one of those assholes on Twitter, like I cried the entire time, it was so wonderful. No, honestly, it felt like I've seen this movie 100 times, even though it was my first, and I was enjoying it for the 100th time. It felt like just slipping into a warm blanket and slipping on cocoa. I'm giving it a 7.8. Dancing Michael Caines out of 10.
Yeah.
Brian, this is your movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, hard to be objective about this movie for me. Like in my heart, it's a perfect 10 because it accomplishes what it sets out to do in a very fun and inviting and like open way that's like that's good for everyone and anybody can enjoy. I also think it adds the musical element, which is a lot of fun. It isn't something that always cracks my shell. I'm not like a huge musical guy, but I think like the music in it's fun and snappy and like I Yusuf said at the beginning, but I can't be oversold. The actual production value of what it takes to do a Muppet movie and the way and to make it look good and to make it feel like they're interacting and like all that works. So that shit really works on. So this is like a perfect 10 movie for me. I cannot be objective about it.
I am glad I am not the
Tiny Tim's crutches sitting alone by the fire.
Awesome. So now that we're taking a break in terms of our recording schedule, this will come out according to plan, but probably the next episode is going to be recorded in the new year. So, TJ, how do you want to kick off 2022?
New year, same dipshit. Basically, Brian, one of these movies you hate. The other one you might. So you're going to have the choice today. It's A or B.
I get the choice.
It's A or B. You pick one of those, and I will let you know what it is. Take a second.
One of those movies knowing I definitely hate, I'm gonna regret if I pick it. Right?
How about can you give hints as to what is A and what is B?
No, just pick A or B.
Like,
no hints.
Tell you, I can
say
give you
wait. Just say one story element of both of them.
Okay. Oh wow.
Without spoiling it, obviously.
No, I can't.
I can't do it.
Pick it.
It's all right. I'm gonna pick A. Give me A.
You are so lucky. Okay, so B would have been a movie that eventually will get picked, but it's not picked today. Was Little Monsters. I heard this one for a minute.
Brutal.
But I do
Crisis
have
averted.
a nice little like palate cleanser from the Sweet movie we just watched. I kind of joked about this with you guys a while ago. Jurassic Park Dominion. I don't know when it comes out. Sure, in the new year, but this movie's called Carnosaur.
Oh yeah,
It's from 1993. It is one of the most like gruesome,
it's a what's his name? Who's like the famous schlock director? It's like it's from a name.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
The guy who directed it's like a name.
It's not like a Victor Salva, thankfully. Adam Simon is the director.
Okay.
It's about like a geneticist who plots to wipe out all humans or replace them with flesh-eating dinosaurs. That's about it.
Let's
Check
go.
it out. It's from 1993.
It's one of
got
those
some of the best kills ever.
Try to capitalize on Jurassic Park success kind of jobs.
100%.
Sounds a lot better than a lot of the shits you picked, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you might enjoy. There's 3 of them.
It's something I remember, but that I don't like. I remember existing, but I don't remember watching. You know what I mean?
I'm ready.
One, it's like Tremors essentially. It's almost the same bounds because like 1, 2, and 3 are fun, and then it just kind of gets insane after that point. But it has T-Rex and Raptor hybrid type of things. But yeah, Carnosaur.
All right, we're going from puppets to dinosaurs. Where can the people find you, Joe?
You can find me on this network and all audio formats. Having Flyover State of Fear will have a recent. By the time you listen to this, there will be an episode out for. I had the star of Velocipaster on.
Shout out for Carnosaur.
I'm excited for Joe to cycle through his real guest so I can be on the show.
And anyway, you could check out that episode, and we talked the movie Disturbia, and you can check out the previous episodes as well. And you can also find me on Twitter at Chindango1. I'm having a ton of fun doing Fear, and the Flyboys are always
links in the doobly-doo. TJ, where can the people find you?
You guys are on Flyover State of Film YouTube right now. Check it out.
And
Joe's show. Yeah. Joe's show, all our past things. If it's Christmas, guys, go back and just visit all our past Christmas episodes. A lot of fun. Movie Santa bracket. We have a pitching episode of some type.
I don't want to spoil it, but I think I still stand by that winner.
Our Twitter currently.
We have a new Twitter for Flyover State of Film.
Yeah, there's a recent tweet though. I shared 4 out of the 5 holiday episodes we've done.
Yeah, check those out. And then I'm at TJ Dex. I won't be seeing Spider-Man No Way Home by the time these guys do, so I'm just gonna be talking shit about it, even though I haven't seen it. So don't listen to anything I say.
TJ's such a badass. Brian.
Oh, find me on Twitter at Hercules, just doing my thing. Being a loving, good Christmas dad, trying to stay off that bad Christmas dad list.
Bye.
Bye.